Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be continuing with Deuteronomy chapter 7. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him, he will repay him to his face. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments, and the statutes, and the judgments, which I command thee this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments, and keep, and do them, that the Lord thy God shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he swore unto thy fathers. And he will love thee, and bless thee, and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy land, thy corn, and thy wine, and thine oil, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep, in the land which he swore unto thy fathers to give thee. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you, or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt which thou knowest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee. Thine eye shall have no pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee. If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shalt well remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt, the great temptations which thine eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm whereby the Lord thy God brought thee out. So shall the Lord thy God do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. Moreover, the Lord thy God will send the hornet among them, until they that are left and hide themselves from thee be destroyed. Thou shalt not be affrighted at them, for the Lord thy God is among you, a mighty God and terrible. And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee, little by little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. But the Lord thy God shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be delivered. Until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire, Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy God. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Some of these verses are so beautiful. Like, do you remember when God said that he'll give the land to them little by little? Because unless the wild animals of the land become too numerous. Yeah, isn't that because what's happening is the current tribes that live there are subduing the animals. So he's saying he'll give the Israelites the land slowly. Because if he wipes them all out, the game of the land will become so numerous and dangerous for the men. Right? Yeah, isn't that incredible that he like planned that out for them? Yeah, the Lord is the greatest. Yeah, the Adonai is the greatest. You know, Jesus is greater than me. So it's just absolutely incredible because it's like just have so much joy reading these passages and like basically like focusing on those places that are like just so nice. So yeah, okay, yeah. So basically, yeah. So yeah, so. Yeah, I want to focus now on the verse that stands out a lot to me, which is this here. It says here, I want to focus on this. Deuteronomy 7, 6, and 7. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers. Hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt. So that's the idea that I want to focus on, is why am I starting Naren jealousism? I'm starting Naren jealousism. It's not like this. It's like, don't think about working backwards and saying, oh, I want to be king of some people. You realize that the purpose of the leader is to serve his people. In the Christian vision, the purpose of the leader is not to tax the people into oblivion and like live off of the fruits of their labor, and you do nothing. The purpose of the leader is to serve the people. So thereby leadership is harder than like this idea that like the current President Trump, he is independently a wealthy man. He could have just said he wants to live somewhere, be independently wealthy, and whatever happens to the country happens. Instead, he took on the challenge of running for president, not once, not twice, but thrice. And as of this moment, is in his second term as president. And he did that because he loved the country so much that he wanted to serve the country, serve the people of the country. What a great man. One of the greatest Christians in the history of the world. And that's the idea. Like, so why did I make Naren jealousism when I could instead just sit somewhere and do something? Is because of this exact reason here. For thou art an holy people. And next verse. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people. What's the essence of what I was saying here? Is less more, or is more more? More is more. If two groups of people serve the Lord, the group with 10,000, 20,000 people is producing 20,000 is producing twice as much work as the group with 10,000 people. Basically, right? So more is more. That's not what I'm saying. It's the idea that Naren jealousism is a way for me to live out God's vision in this time, which is that God does not, like, you think about it. I talk about this in one of my parables where it's like, what is praising, like just purely praising numbers mean? It's basically as good as praising fornication. Numbers that have arisen out of fornication, sexual adultery happening outside of wedlock over and over and over, and the numbers multiplying this way. Is that necessarily the truth? I cannot specifically speak to any example, But I write this in my parable because what does it say here? That God did not choose the Israelites because they were the most numerous, but because they were the holiest. The holiest. And what does he say before? He says, don't marry your son to their daughter, or their daughter to your son, lest your son go astray. And that idea that, in the Bible, that, what happens to so many of these figures, like, for example, like Samson, he's led astray with lust. So that idea that God, like, if a man commits adultery out of wedlock over and over and over, and then children come from the adultery, do they outnumber the people who are not committing adultery? Yeah, they do. It's that ultimately God did not choose his people because they committed so much adultery that they flooded the world with their numbers, but rather because they were the holy, chosen people of God. And so the idea is, when I look at the church today, they are God's chosen people. You can't go to heaven if you're not Christian. So my children will be Christian. It's the idea that I wanted to live out this vision, which is that God says, put your faith entirely in him. Don't put your faith in money. Don't put your faith in numbers. Put your faith entirely in serving God perfectly, and let him, he will guide you from there. And that's exactly the vision that I've been pursuing. And so I wanted to say that because of the fact that I believe that. I truly believe that. As I write in my parable of the dragons there, it's not idols, it's not wealth, it's not numbers, that ultimately it's God, the Son of God, who defeats the devil, not the aforementioned groups. So that's something that I say because this verse is so powerful here. Deuteronomy 7:7. The Lord did not set his love upon you nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you. That's what it says. The next verse, but because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers. What a powerful verse. And that idea of counting on serving God perfectly, believing, I don't want to say necessarily in myself, first believing in God, that he's there and that he can take care of me, is why I created Naren Jealousism. Because I accepted that no matter what it was in the world other than God, that if I commit my whole life, mind, body, and soul, and serve the Lord God with a perfect heart, that he will be there for me and he will take care of me. And that's what I want to live out. I don't want to live out a story that says, oh, God gave like somehow some money or somehow some numbers, and then, oh, God is there. No, God is number one, and let me serve it out that way. And honestly, like, believing that and betting on myself proverbially, it motivates me every morning. I can honestly say that, like, if my descendants are watching this 700 years from now, saying to myself that nobody in the world is the reason that I'm going to succeed or not. Only God and myself. It has given me tremendous motivation to get up every day and say, my legacy and destiny are in my own hands, and that it's on me to make it happen. And that's something that's, I would say, the chief reason that I've created Naren Jealousism. So that's where I'll go ahead and end the video there for today, and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked my software engineering job and I trained jiu-jitsu. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.